And you know what? Oh, never mind.
Hey everyone, welcome to Paranormal Connections radio show. I am Christina. I'm the host, as everybody knows, along with my friend and co-host, Mr. G Money over there, George. Uh, a lot of people, and I'm just kind of going to wait a little bit because I know a few people are going to be joining in. We had originally said, Jessica, you might have, let me go into that thing. She might have to reboot. Come on. Sorry, guys. Give me just a minute so I can get this fixed.
While I drink my carrot juice.
Are you drinking carrot juice? All right, hold on. All right. All right, so I just let Jessica know she needs to refresh the browser to be able to hear the thing. Carrie, I see you're in there. Can you hear us? Hello, hello, people. All right. Well, we're gonna go forward, and people can just kind of catch up as they go with all of this. So many people were expecting, what was it, last week, for us to do a exposing show. Hey, Pam, nice to see you. And if everybody kind of remembers that, there was so much bullying that goes on, so much craziness that was happening, that we put out a warning that unless these people stopped with all the harassment, with all the threats, with all of just the juvenile, behavior, that we were going to let people know who they were, because there were a lot of people that were actually kind of behind the scenes. They were becoming real bullies. And then they were going on their page and they were playing the victim, like, oh, everybody's attacking me, everybody's so mean. And then that was kind of rounding up support for those people because they thought they were unnecessarily being, attacked. So they want to help their friends. And it just became crazy. So we didn't want to per se expose anybody. I was hoping not to have to. And happily, what we found out was that 6 of the 7 people who this was really kind of directed at the time, all stopped. They all stopped the posting. They all stopped the behind the scenes stuff, or at least I didn't get in any of it. George, you didn't hear anything either, right? I mean, everything really stopped.
Everything came to a real halt, and that was the goal. And I thought when we did chat about how we can get positive vibes and positive anything in the paranormal, I do remember yourself and myself and a few other people like that will never happen. That's the positive, the paranormal. We actually got something positive out of that little show where it did seize. It was nice, and it has seized. And as long as it keeps seizing, I think the paranormal definitely has potential to go back to the way it was, and going back after what we truly got back into this. And that was for answers, not for myself, but for all of us. So it has slowed down a lot, and I'm very impressed with everybody.
Well, yeah. I mean, on the positive side, yes, it did slow down. A lot of people. Hey, Lorraine, good to see you. And I see there's a lot of people joining who haven't said anything yet. So it's great to see all of you. Thank you for joining. Because I do think that this is an important broadcast that we're going to do. And the positive thing was that, as I said, 6 of the 7 people had decided to heed the warning, just let the bullshit go and move on. Unfortunately, there was one person who chose not to. And I decided to cancel the show. I actually had a personal emergency, but I did not reschedule it. And I just said, screw it. We're just going to go forward and not doing an exposing show. I've got so much going on with my mom and my own, my own personal life that it was taking on a life of its own. And so many people were trying to get involved. And instead of trying to resolve it on a positive note, people just went to the left. Like, that's the problem. It's just people on here, even if you all say, okay, we're going to unite because we're all like-minded people and we all want this negative stuff to stop, and we're going to take a stand and we're going to come together as a community and we're going to try to go against this. Even in those groups, you're going to find people that have their own agendas.
And they turn into bullies.
There we go.
And
there we go.
Yeah.
And that's exactly kind of what happened over the last few days, unfortunately. And everybody has seen my posts about Stephen. We had twice. We've tried to warn him as well, about the things that he's doing and saying online, because, knowing him personally, I've always thought that he was a good guy. I mean, the guy away from the public eye and just one-on-one, he is a nice guy, or he can be a nice guy. Let's put it that way. Can be a really nice guy, very personable. But when you don't agree with him, or he doesn't like you, it's no hold barred, and pretty much anything will be said. He doesn't hold his tongue, and I don't put him down for that, because I'm pretty much can be the same way. But you have to be careful of what you say and what you do, especially when you're in the public eye. And things continued to happen. We continued to see posts, and it was taken on another level. It was posts about, that was really disrespecting just about anybody and everybody's, spiritual, religious beliefs, their lifestyles. I mean, he was saying he supported the LGBT community, but that he absolutely did not support the Q part of it, because they were queer, and that you should know if you're a woman or a man. And, that pissed off a lot of people, obviously, because if you know what the letters stand for, one of it is for, the T is for transgender.
Right.
So how can you support this and then say, oh, well, no, the Q is for queer and I don't, approve of that. So there was a lot of things that were happening that I didn't approve with. And then there was the new thing that for his show, he's going to go to Jerusalem, and that he's going to resurrect, Jesus Christ, or try to resurrect Jesus Christ.
But you can't. He's already been resurrected. That's what Easter's about. So that's the stuff that doesn't understand. Do research on the stuff first. Whoever you got speaking for you, and I'm not here to trash anybody. I'm just trying to fix something. But you know what? Jesus has already been resurrected. He's already came. It's Easter. So to start messing with religion and God and Jesus, that is a subject that needs to be left alone. God is around us all the time. He's always here. If you believe in him, you believe in him. But God and Jesus, I'm not going to even get into the Bible. But you know what? He's with us all the time. Does not look at color, does not look at what you look like, fat, skinny, short, gay, not gay, trans. It doesn't matter. So the fact that you're going to bring him back is 100% ridiculous. He's already here, and we already have an Easter. We don't need two Easters.
Well, Sylvia is saying he should be neutral and open. I think hateful beliefs have no room in our community of paranormal persons. And I 100% agree. Again, especially in the paranormal world, even in my own group. I mean, I've got people of all different backgrounds, all different religious beliefs, lifestyles, the whole thing. But we all have a common goal of wanting to help people and find answers to help, solidify the paranormal world to the regular public. And so, it was just one thing after another that kept going. And of course, when people see this kind of stuff, the first thing that they want to do is send it privately to me. Oh, go do a show on this. Let's go do a show on that. Oh, stand up for this. And we did that with the whole dick pic show. And after that, I was just flooded, and George would, you were doing live streams and you were being flooded on a lot of stuff as well. And, we chose that, all right, if we're going to do the exposing show, we're no longer going to call the people out for everybody else.
Do it yourself.
We said, and it was a couple layers. If you yourself had been bullied, and I'm not just talking about, oh, somebody said I'm ugly. Somebody said I, look like a girl or look like a guy. Like, that's not, I mean, those are the kind of things that you just have to block these people and just move on with your life. I mean, you're not going to stop how somebody feels about you. It's, that by calling them out, that's not going to change it. What I was talking about, what George was talking about, is people who are out there, behind the scenes threatening people and, wishing harm on people and, major stuff. Or again, even the unsolicited dick pics, it became a big thing and people didn't, like it. So there was a lot of things that were going on. And we decided, okay, first of all, you've got to send proof of what's going on. Same thing with the dick pic show that we did. I wasn't just going to go based on he said, she said, because I know this field way too well. And if somebody doesn't like you, they will make up anything. And if the person hearing it is well enough to share it, it just can make things just so much worse. So I always try to deal with facts only. If I put something out, you better believe that I have the stuff to back it up. And this kind of bringing the show today. Yesterday, I made a post. And again, because I was just kind of really, to be honest, I was just getting tired of seeing all of the posts and putting down of everybody. And, he was saying he doesn't have anything against fat, people being overweight. But then I got private messages that were sent to people where he was calling this person, a gay fat fuck and, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's like, and then I would see him go back on his page and claim like, oh my gosh, the bullies are, the haters are coming after me. 1 minute he's at his wit's end. The next minute he's posting that, oh, his haters are what makes him so popular. And, I get the guy is confident. The guy's got an ego.
But there's a way. Look, I'm a confident person. I go in the gym just as hard as he does, but you don't see me trying to throw my weight around. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. He just doesn't know how to control. I'm just okay. He's a good-looking guy. Whatever. He goes to the gym. He looks good. Whatever. He does whatever. He's a good paranormal investigator. Whatever. He just needs to understand that you don't need to act the way he acts. Because of what he looks like. Just take you and share positive, because you're not sharing any positive stuff. That's the issue I have. When he brought out the shirt this week, it's a good looking shirt. I could trash it all day long, but I won't. But the problem is what I see as a man that goes to the gym just as much as he does, I see a bully on Facebook. He is a bully, but you know what? I think he just doesn't know how to think and talk. You need to think and then say, instead of just say and then think. Because I think he knows he's saying things that are totally wrong. And he won't be the type to admit when he's wrong.
Right. Well, I think
that's just my opinion.
Right.
That's all
right.
it is.
And I think that you're spot on. When I had him on the show originally, he did make it clear that growing up, he was bullied. He was bullied because he was very skinny and he didn't feel like he was, good looking and all that kind of stuff. So he really got into the whole weightlifting and MMA and just whatever he does to fit and look better. And so as he started to get his muscles and everything, his confidence grew along with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, if that's what makes you. But what happens in so many cases is that people go from being bullied and then they eventually turn into the bully. Yep. And I think that it's because it's learned behavior. Okay. So it's like you attack me, I attack you. And, this is how I go. And now that he's been able to do a show and it was on there. And now, again, I said, I like the whole premise for the show. I'm a little concerned with, the I think that not only are they extremely disrespectful to a lot of people, which might hurt him, but again, he hurts himself because he's got a little bit of fame from this show, and he's getting to be known. He makes it very clear that all he wants is to be a celebrity and walk down a red carpet and be given an award at some award ceremony and all of that. But again, this is all ego, and this is all about him.
But that's why he's in it. He's not. He's in it for the wrong reason. Then, you know what? You and I are gonna go. We'll go head to head. He's in the paranormal for the wrong reason. That's all. We've had this discussion before. If you're in it for fame and all that stuff, guess what? You're gonna disrespect you're gonna disrespect the paranormal. You're gonna be rude to the paranormal. You're gonna do it for the wrong reason because all that matters to you or whomever is numbers and being number one. Blah 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 blah. That I have an issue with him. Yes, 100%. Because he's making this, the paranormal is supposed to be all about getting answers, and it's all for him is all about making money. And that is the biggest mistake right there for him. And it fires me up. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Do I like him? No, I don't like him because I don't trust him. I think he's a liar. I think he'll say what he wants to say to make you happy, and then behind closed doors, he's talking crap about me. He's just not the nicest guy. But does that mean we have to be in a big old fight and all that stuff? No, it just means, look, when I see you on the street, or if anybody sees him, just go to the other side of the street. Why get in any type of argument? Just, you know what, you're not going to get along with everybody. I don't get along with everybody, but you know what? He could be an okay guy probably, but right now I'm not a fan of him at all.
And I think that's a lot. I mean, he said too that years ago he was basically run out of the paranormal and blacklisted. And if it's for any of the kind of stuff he's doing now, I could see how that could happen because
take the blame.
The paranormal field is a small field, even though it's huge. It's also very small, and the circles of for doing a lot of things include a lot of the major players in this field. And it's just like when he came on my show the first time, he was singing my praises and said I was one of the best interviews he had and da 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 and on and on and on. And he set up that I was going to take him to some locations to be able to utilize for his show this season, all these different things. And everything was good. And then as soon as I found out that he was part of, ended up being the part of the unsolicited dick pic show that we were doing. And, I'm sure he got a little butthurt. I made a few, sarcastic comments that, maybe butthurt him. But, I was trying to keep it light. I was just trying to keep the conversation going. And it ended up that this whole thing is like, it got him upset. And then the next thing I know, there's posts going up about, how this girl has this podcast and she only had me on because she needed ratings and blah, blah, blah. So, first thing is, I don't need anybody to come on the damn show for ratings. Most of the shows that I do don't even have any guests. It's rare nowadays that I bring on guests unless there's specific topics that I want to talk about. But I definitely don't need anybody for ratings. And the other number thing is I don't give a shit about the ratings. I don't care if there's one person listening. I'm completely okay with that. So, but again, when I'm not new to this field, so when people get mad, that's the first thing that they want to throw out, stuff like that. So, whatever it is. And so again, it went on and I was like, do I really even give him attention? He kept talking about how his haters, make him famous. And so I thought, you know what? Putting him on my platform and talking about him does give him attention. And like he said, whether it's negative or positive, it's still attention. And it started to make me think. And I was like,
he's right.
I almost felt like he was trying to kind of poke people and piss people off just so that they would talk about it. Because he was making posts about how people who were posting about him, he would take screenshots and post them on his page. Only a couple people even like this. How is it going to affect me? These people are so stupid and blah, 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 blah. But I was on his page and I noticed from when he was on the show, when I first met him and he was on the show, to when he came on about the dick pic show, and right now, the interaction on his page has gone, I
And
mean, real big.
and this is why today we chatted about this. Personally, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, but he's getting exactly what he wants. He's going to use this against you, saying, "Oh well, I got what I wanted, a spoiled little brat," and he's going to say, I got what I wanted. I got some people to talk about me again." And that's the irritating to me. Instead of just working hard and making your own name, go out and work hard and make your own name. Christina, I just have an issue with him. I just do now because of. I just have an issue with him.
I'm at this point though, to be absolutely honest, like I'm really torn.
Uh,
Do I like him? I really don't know at this point because I don't know that I ever really knew the real him. I think a lot of the things he says and he does is like a defense mechanism, and
exactly. And no, absolutely. I interrupted you again, but you know what? You're absolutely right. I bet you I could sit down with him, have a cold beer, or at the gym, go fishing, and I bet you it'd be one of the best days ever. It'd be epic. But as soon as he gets in this little around his little producers or whoever his friends are, it's all of a sudden he has to act like this tough guy, like he has to be this solid guy. So I think what he's afraid of, I don't think he understands that, Pete, you're a likable person. Don't think you have to be who you're being to be liked. It's like, it's one thing, hey, I don't drive this, a Pinto Wagon 73, but you lie and you say you drive a Porsche Carrera. Don't worry about what people think about you. Just be you. They're going to like you for you. And I am torn with him because he's probably a nice guy, but at the same time, what he's doing is completely, completely wrong. But maybe he has a lot of pressures we don't know anything about.
yeah, that's true. But either way, what he's been doing is not okay with me. It's not right.
No,
But
it's not.
I'm also tired of this field and just the backstabbing and bullshit that is in this field because there, even though I went quiet, we decided we weren't going to do the exposing show. There were many people that continued on their own that were posting anything and everything. Now, why he even allowed them to still even be on his page, I have no idea. But when you're posting negative stuff about people and groups and people's religious beliefs and their lifestyles, like you're not just going to piss off the paranormal, you're going to piss off people across the board. And, again, he says he's going to be in 2 movies now. I mean, when I see it up on the big screen, that's great. And I will congratulate him. I mean, whatever he's doing, I don't wish him bad in anything that he's doing. My whole thing is just to try to say, look, I've been in this field for a very long time and I know the ins and outs of it. And if you want to do all these things, you want an actual television paranormal show, no network is going to touch you when you're making threats all the time publicly. You can't control yourself. It's all about you. I mean, I just don't see it happening. And like,
what? I don't buy it. I'm sorry. You know what? You can blah, 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 blah all you want. Until it happens, no, I don't buy it. If I owned $1 billion company, I wouldn't even touch this guy. I would say far from this guy because he's going to cost me money in the long run. He's going to do something really stupid, and the company's going to end up getting sued or go bankrupt. So until I see a movie, until I see something, that's fine. But till then, I don't buy it. I do hope that
hold on, George. Talk for a second. I got to drop out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. I got no problem with that. So when it comes to Steven, I do feel that he has something to offer in the paranormal world. I do. I've seen some of his work, but the way he goes about it is not how I would conduct myself, But, if he's listening, which I know he is, I just wish you would change just a small. Yes, yes, yes. So now she stepped off, and Steven, I don't know if you can hear us, but you know what? I'll tell you what. You're okay. You're okay to a point. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. So, and the reason again I was torn was that last night or yesterday I went and posted all of just a bunch of different posts that he had put up recently. And I said, enough is enough. Like, what do people think about this? And for anybody who follows my page, you can see there was all kinds of reactions, and all of it was not positive towards him whatsoever. I mean, people were very, very offended. Many people, all of a sudden, that I didn't realize were players in the situation back years ago or whatever, when he got ran out or blacklisted in the field, they started coming out of the woodwork. And so then I started having people message me and all these different things. So, I mean, it was much bigger than I even realized. And so I said, well, I'm going to go up. I'm not going to address any other people's issues that have with them. But if this is what the issue you had with him years ago, if you want to come on the show and talk about it, by all means, you can. Again, you just need to have proof. And the show was set and scheduled for today. And then the next thing I know, I wake up this morning and I received via a private message a link to a article telling me I needed to check this out. And I thought, I don't care who's writing an article about him. I mean, what does that have to do with me? And so I went to scroll down a little bit to click the link, and I realized that the full frontal nude pic that he had actually sent, not to one person, but a few people, because he didn't even know who he sent it out to. First, he said he didn't send it at all. He told me to prove it. I sent it to him directly. Now he knows that it's true. I got it. Somebody sent it to me, obviously. I wouldn't, reveal who it was. And so then he said, okay, yeah, I did send it, but I only sent that pic out to a few people. And if I sent it to anybody, it was because they sent naked pics of themselves to me first. And on that show, I called them out again. And I said, well, maybe in some of the other cases, but I've seen the private messages, and this was not provoked. She did not send anything to you beforehand. Then he tried to say, well, it's so easy to fake private messages and delete things and change it. And, I just thought that's kind of stretch. I mean, I'm sure that there are ways to do all that, but why would somebody go to those and again, it's completely him. It's like personally, I have always said this. I would never, ever, 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 ever send a naked picture to anybody online, nor would I even have a boyfriend or girlfriend on, because anything that you send on the internet is out there forever. And you never know that person that you care about and that you send it to, you guys might not care about each other, here pretty soon. And the next thing they know, they'll send it and put it all out there. So that was my big thing. But however it happened, the information got out there, and somebody sent the actual full body nude pic to a guy named Evan Jensen here in the Paranormal. He runs the Paranormal Herald. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm sorry. Take over.
I don't know anything about this story. I'm waiting for it. This is something new. It's the first time I'm hearing about this. Oh, guys, you guys can't send stuff like that, man. You guys are crazy. You're going to piss somebody off one day, and they're just going to totally rubbish whatever you sent out. Gosh, people, think about it. Think about it. She'll be back in a moment. I think this is a complete waste of our Saturday, to be honest with you. More carrot juice. I have nothing to say. Just irritated with this mess. Stand by. Blah, 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 blah. What if we all just get back into paranormal investigations and be the warriors that we are? Get the answers.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. Unfortunately, I'm trying to take care of my mom and everything else before her surgery, so was kind of impromptu. So what was I
You're telling
at?
something about that guy. I don't. This is all new to me.
Oh, okay,
Something.
Evan Jensen. Yes,
Yes.
Evan. So Evan Jensen runs the online website called the Paranormal Herald, and he is well known in the field for trying to call out scammers, putting out stories about people he doesn't like. If somebody messages him and says this person did this, he'll put out a story. He's said everything from people are child molesters, pedophile, just some crazy shit, just based off of stuff. So anyway, for whatever reason, somebody decided to reach out to this guy. And I have now found out that there's a history between Evan and Steven as well from years ago.
Bad or good? Is it good?
Bad.
Oh, shoot.
That back years ago, that Evan did an article on him as well. Okay. And that he posted that he was child sex trafficking children.
Whoa. That Steven was?
Yes.
Oh, see, that okay. That's the stuff that's bullshit. Excuse me. You don't do that. See, that's the thing, though, what's going on. People have absolutely no filter. They'll say anything in the world to hurt somebody. I'll say it right now, Steven, if that happened, man, I am so sorry. That's bull. And for that guy to do that, that's wrong. That's the crap, man. Keep going. I'm sorry. That pisses me off. I'd be mad too. I'd be just as pissed off like Steven right now. I'd be, you know what? I get it to a point. This is ridiculous. Go on. I'm sorry.
And again, that's why, I've really been torn this morning, because the very first thing that I see when I wake up is this article. And as I scroll down so that I can click the link, I realize that it's a full nude pic of Steven.
You know what?
As the cover picture for the actual article. Now, first of all, I have no idea what Evan was thinking, because that is about the most well-known criminal prosecuting, offense that you can get. I mean, that's called revenge porn. Doesn't matter how. But if you leak a naked picture out on the internet of somebody purposely
to hurt them,
that is criminal, and they will prosecute you.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, because I had put a post up last night saying that I was going to do the show. We were going to do the show today about Steven. And then he got mad and he cussed me out and, gave me a few little minor threats and stuff like that, and then blocked me. So I couldn't get back to him. So when I see this morning, my first thing is, what the hell? And he's going to 100% think that I was behind this.
So he thought that you did this. Thought so.
Yes.
Oh, I tell you right now, they're absolutely not. Absolutely zero. No way.
And I mean, I talked to you, off camera about this earlier. Yeah. Much as I don't like people or certain people, or I may, call people out, I would absolutely never, ever do something to that level. So before I was all ready to, do this show on him. And then all of a sudden this comes out and I'm like, okay, first of all, I just know everybody kept saying, nobody's going to think that, he won't think that you did this because, you don't even talk to Evan. And I'm like, well, just the scenario, the way that the situation, the way it looked like, I could see why he thought that.
Absolutely.
And as well as Kristen, she was somebody else who had been very vocal about, things he was posting and stuff like that. And he also thought that, she was behind it. And of course she was going to, she supports the show and doing this and everything. So again, that's what he thought. So I was a little torn on doing the show this morning this afternoon, because I said, now I'm kind of feeling bad for the guy, because no matter how much of an asshole he is, no matter how cocky and arrogant he is, or how big his ego is, nobody ever deserves something like that.
I get why he may be acting the way he's acting today. or
Yeah.
tomorrow. I get it, and I'm sorry that happened to him.
And of course, then, right after you and I talked, we were trying to decide. I was like, I don't feel comfortable coming and doing a exposure show and let's throw Stephen under the bus type of show. I
It's
was just going to keep.
exhausting. It's so
Yeah.
exhausting. It's too exhausting anymore. I just want to get back into. We chatted about this. You're right. I just want to get back into where it was 6 months ago and talk about paranormal and talk about let if he wants to do or she wants to do anything, let them. You all go do your stuff. I'm staying out of it. And
Yeah.
it's not worth it anymore. It's not fun anymore. It just sucks all this energy out of me. And we talked about this earlier, and I'm sure it's sucked everything out of you. You got your own issues with your mom, your health. You do not need any more headaches. That's just because we care about you. So
To be honest, though, I'm just disappointed in this field, period. I'm
absolutely,
just so disappointed that the people who claim to be victims that you try to help are the same people who are viciously behind the scenes trying to do dirty, underhanded shit like this. Because Evan's only one part of the problem. He put out the story because it was something that would bring attention to what
to
he's
him,
doing and to Stephen. But you got to even take it further back than that, because whoever sent that picture, and it absolutely could be, any of the women that, he posted, that he sent pics to.
absolutely
Rather, it was who, I don't know. All that I know is that it wasn't me. And like this, just today, like this whole situation, it has really just turned my stomach on just how seedy and underhanded this field is getting. I get people don't like each other. I get that people do some really shady shit in this field. And I know that we all want unity and we want to call people out so that it can either fix the behavior or we can get rid of them and they can get blacklisted. But again, that's not going to happen. I mean, a person
no.
may get blacklisted where they can't work, in events or different things like that, but that doesn't stop them from being in the paranormal. And, it's just to a point that when I see that even when I'm trying to do good things and positive things, there's always people out there that just want to do stuff that's just so contrary to everything that I believe in, that I just had to make some decisions and some changes. And I've
Well,
always been known for being very open, very
yep,
honest, no filter, saying it how it is, not being afraid to call people out by name, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what? I personally need to grow up as well. And I only wanted to give a platform for people to be able to become survivors instead of victims of all of this.
makes
But
sense.
that isn't what has happened. And it's hard for me because a lot of the stuff that he says he stands for, and he stands up for rape women, abused, physically and mentally, all these different things that he says that he stands for. I'm one of those people. And he's clearly attacked me multiple times, and even in private, he's very reactive. And I'm somebody who can look past a whole lot. But I think that there's so many involved right now because this is spreading like a virus, that I don't want to be part of that anymore. Like,
You ever
that's not what I want to be.
What you were talking about that picture a few minutes back. Women, you don't want to piss off women. And if the picture's out there to whomever, from here to A through Z, it could be just about any female that just says, you know what, Christina George is having a show. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little pepper or some sprinkles onto it. I'm going to send the picture out there now, just to do it, to be evil. And you know what, whoever did do it, you're just as evil and you're just much as of a bully than anybody else. You're talking about a man you're talking about someone's future in the paranormal. We actually need anybody and everybody who we can get on our side. And you know what? That's what we're forgetting. It's turning into this big old battle. And it's like, God, put the gloves away. We may not get along, but screw it. Let's just go out there and get some answers in the paranormal and call it a friggin' day.
Well, it was
But
the same argument or same discussion we were having, before about when it was such a big issue about the parahorse shirts. This had nothing to do really about the shirts. It had everything to do about a personal argument, personal dislike for each other, and Scott didn't even argue back. He didn't even comment back. He could care less. He's so not into drama that he won't even pay attention to it.
right,
It helped his sales of his shirts. But, just like I said before, if you don't agree with something, all you have to do is don't support it. Don't watch the show. Don't buy the merchandise. Don't do this. Don't do that. And I liked the shirt concept that he made of the no, ban bullies and type of thing. And I think everybody would have been okay with it if he wouldn't have then put his name on it and it's all about him. And he changed it all about him, because that's what I saw over and over and over. They're like, really? Parabullies, and now it's all about you, so that he's his own worst enemy in this field. So it's like, he doesn't need me or anybody else to go out there and do anything. But still, the bottom line is that what was done to him today, I want everybody to know that I don't condone it. And, believe me, I hope that if they find out who, I'm going to say, Evan, like, you better be ass kissing right now to Steven all you possibly can, because as soon as he makes that call to the police department, they're coming after you, buddy. You better be a lot more smarter on what the battles you take on and the things you decide to post, because this could ruin you as well. And you have a family. And again, people have to just think, like, look back. Stop sending all these damn naked pictures to people you have no clue who they are. Even if you know them, don't send them, because there's no guarantee that you're going to be friends 6 months from now.
exactly.
So, and just as, although there are people who would never put something like that and share it, there are a whole bunch, obviously, that we know that will. So this is something now that we have to take into consideration, but from this point forward, unfortunately, I am stepping away from, doing the bullshit drama and the paranormal. Like, you guys tear each other apart. I got better things I need to worry about and focus on.
Exactly.
George and I and Karen and many others of us that have all, been brought together. We've got plans for investigating and trips and things to do that will keep us, busy. And I hope that this advice will reach everybody. There is no way that we're going to be able to stop all the stuff that's going on. Just not. And so what we need to do is just not participate in it. Don't share the information. Don't do it. Let the people who have the issues, let them deal with it.
Exactly.
They're adults.
Exactly.
They are adults.
Exactly.
So, Christina George is now going back to reporting on the paranormal. I will be reporting on events, talking about Bigfoot and UFOs and abduction and conspiracy theories and everything else you think. I'm going to teach George about some of these topics that he doesn't know. And we're going to just get back to having fun and laughing and having, a great time. So
fun. Just having, just having fun. It's like, we all don't like going to work, right? It's the same freaking thing. But you know what? You got to go to work, so make it fun. So this is work in the paranormal. So let's go back to having fun with it and laughing and having a good time and high-fiving one another. Doesn't mean we have to be like all buddy-buddy, but start respecting one another, period.
Right. You don't like them, so be it. Don't speak of them. Don't have anything to do with them. But you know what? If you're going to be in the public eye, realize that you are going to probably at some point run across these same people you don't like. And are you professional enough to be able to be in their presence and not, have to, go to the point where you're threatening people or want to fight and all of this kind of stuff? Because if you do, again, it's going to be your own career suicide, because people are seeing this and you need to, pay attention. Again, I may not agree with a lot of things that Stephen has said and done, or even said and done to me. He said some pretty nasty stuff to me privately, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. But you know what? It's time to just look past all this. I'm going to let it all go. And you know what? If somebody's going to commit career suicide, look, I'm tired of trying to save the world and trying to save everybody who's making mistakes in this field. So I'm just going to step back, and I'm going to do and focus on what I do, the positive things I do, the people that I can help, the people we can help on this show and the other show. And we're going to get back to having some fun, because this is just too much. It's people are taking things too far, and you're not going to bring me into that disgustingness and disrespect,
Perfect.
especially when I'm completely against all that. So
Perfect. 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 I love it. And you know what? For Steven, if he's watching, buddy, you know what? All I can say this, and I mean this straight from my heart, is you know what? You're going to make somebody mad one day. And you know what? We can't always, you can't, you're just a human just like us. Somebody might get totally mad. You may say something that's totally wrong. And you know what? Someone's just going to take it too far. And I do not want to see anybody get hurt in this field in any sort of way. And you know what? This world is already jacked up as it is. And someone could be having a bad day, and they see you, and then they get mad at you, and they do something stupid to you. Just keep on doing what you're doing. This world is jacked up. So I like what you said, Miss Christina George. I want to get back to Bigfoot. I want to get back to paranormal. I want to get back to all that fun stuff that I want to learn, because I'm here to learn. And I've only learned about one thing: the paranormal field is not fun right now.
it's full of drama. I mean, unfortunately, and that's the sad part. And it's, but there, you can get out of it. Again, it's like if you see a friend that's having issues, you don't have to get involved in it. They're big. They can handle themselves. Like, you
They're
let
adults.
them, you know. Again, we got some great shows that are coming up, and we're going to have some guests. This Monday, we've got Ryan Griffiths. He's the UK psychic. So we're going to be talking about, and a paranormal investigator. We're going to be talking to him about psychic abilities and being an investigator in the UK, some of the great places out there that he's gone to. And then the following week, we have Dave Barrett. And he actually used to be the host of the YouTube channel Parapolice Exposed. And he used to actually do a show on exposing people as well. And he ended up getting out of it exactly for these same kinds of reasons. So it'll be a great discussion with, him. He's got onto a more positive, side as well. So I think that it's gonna be a good turnaround. So just so you know, you don't need, if you've got issues, don't send them to me. I'm sorry. I can't personally do it anymore. I've done my best to try to give a platform, to give support, to give a hand up, to give advice, whatever I could do to help this field. And unfortunately, whenever you put out that hand, it seems like you get pulled in to the bullshit, and then before you know it, it's not even about you, but it's all about you. Mm-hmm. So before that happens, we're gonna, bow out, and people can think whatever it is they want to think about me. I really don't care. It's just the point that this is what I'm doing because this is what I think needs to be done. I am not going to turn around and continue spreading the negativity to just continue to spread this, because I do have a voice. I do have a large, following and platform. And I have to remember too that what I put out on my show does influence people.
Yep.
And so it can either make everybody happy and very positive and want to unite, or it can make everybody pissed off at the person I'm mad at and make them attack. And I don't want to be responsible for that. And I just don't want to be part of that. So this will be the last show that we're going to be doing on exposing or paradrama. So again, for anybody who's disappointed that they didn't get a chance to come on and say what they need to say,
do it yourself.
You have your own Facebook page. You got your own Facebook Live. Feel free to do whatever it is you want to do. But unless let me change my thing. Unless it doesn't have anything to do with me personally, you're not going to hear anything else about the drama for me. But that doesn't mean that people can still come after me. People come after me, and then, if I have to say something, I'm still going to say it. But I'm just not going to be jumping on the bandwagon to help everybody else when nobody seems to want to help themselves. That everybody wants to play the victim, and they're just as big as a damn bully themselves. So I'm over it.
Very good. Very good.
Everybody has a great weekend. Finish up your weekend. George and I will see you on Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for a great show. And we're just going to get back to the positive, learning things and moving forward. So if anybody's out there today, the best thing you could do for me, go on your page, post something positive, post something uplifting, share this video. share the information. I don't care what you do. Go and help somebody. Go do anything. Open a door for somebody. There's so many nice things and positive things that we can do for each other. And you know what? Just let shit go.
Let it go.
Everybody's so damn sensitive in this field. And, it's like we are never going to get people to be able to be on the same page. So as I've said before, we need to find people who are like you and I and others. And we need to work together. And the other people who can't get along, let them sit there and battle it out, because that is never going to go away. Never.
Nope. Never. I think you said it all perfectly. Go do something positive today. If it's one thing positive, that person will do something positive. It will be a reaction, a chain reaction. You said it well, Miss George. You really did.
Well, just remember, for all the negative stuff you put out there, there is karma. And it's for all of us. If we're being nasty, we've got negative intentions.
Right.
Remember that there's repercussions to that.
Well, I'll say this positive. I think this is one of your best shows, and you know what? I'll be honest, not because I'm on it, but I'm proud of you today. I'm proud of seeing somebody else come alive today, and I'm happy that you're going back to old school shows, something that we need to be talking about. I'm really proud of you as a friend.
Thank you. And, again, Stephen, this is a personal note from me to you. Being on the side where you've been, I'm sorry that this happened.
Absolutely.
I am sorry if the shows promoted or instigated any of the things that have happened from this point. It was never my intention. My intention was to put the information out, and hopefully you would maybe see it in a different light, change the way you're doing things. But you know what? Do whatever you have to do. Just, live your life. If you want to be your biggest fan, by all means do it. If you want to put down people you don't care about, do it. But this wasn't right. But no. I didn't have anything to do with it, and I just wanted to make a public stand and let people know that I will never think that this is okay. And people thought that they were doing it because this was the one last way to really stick the knife in him and get him out of the field. And the thing is that I never wanted him out of the field. I think it can be a benefit. I do. I just think that the way that he's dealing with people and the way he's reacting to people and the things that he's saying, where he is offending so many people across the board that has nothing to do with the paranormal, is a problem. But I'm going to let people deal with their own repercussions, and we're going to move forward. But again, Stephen, I am a woman of my word, and I am a woman of integrity. And I've always said that if something happens and I'm wrong, I am more than enough woman to say it. And if bringing all this to the forefront caused this to happen, I 100% apologize, because it's so wrong. But again, I had nothing to do with this, and I never, ever would, tell anybody that this would be something I would stand behind. This 100%. Whoever did this, I hope that the legal justice system gets to them and deals with it accordingly, and maybe that'll stop those kind of issues. But we're going forward. We're just gonna stay positive and do what we're gonna do. So next time you see us, it'll be on the show, and after that, you'll be seeing some live streams, because we got some things planned.
Woohoo! We're in a good mood now. Right. I feel better.
Right. All right, everybody. Again, sorry if we disappointed on not doing some big bullying call out show, but those days are over, and I hope that instead you will just let go of the drama, especially if it has nothing to do with you. If it's your friends, let them deal with it. If it's somebody else that on Facebook, let them deal with it. Just do not get involved, because please believe, when people take sides, you never know all the information behind it. And sometimes the people that are claiming they're the biggest victims behind the scenes are actually the biggest instigators and bullies.
Wow, look at you. Oh my God, that was actually pretty good.
Got some knowledge.
You got some knowledge, girl. That was really good.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna let George. I'm gonna let you got stuff to do today. I'm gonna go to the cemetery today and do me some grounding and get back together. So
yes, ma'am.
I'm in a good mindset and move forward. So everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you tomorrow on the live stream well, yeah, Monday, but tomorrow we're going to be together. We're going to go and check out a couple places, and we're going to do a few little live streams together. But absolutely on Monday night. So make sure to join in Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you then.
See you
Goodbye,
tomorrow.
everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye, you guys. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Sponsored.